nasty stuff coming our way. So start to get prepared, but now we're going to get back to preparing for St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to bring in my next guest, which is Ruth Ferrazzano from Murphy's, right down the street from us here, who brought me an incredible selection of food here that we're going to talk about. Ruth, come on in and join me. Now, I'm kind of excited for Ruth because I've known her for a long time. Hey!
Hi,
How are you,
Rick.
sweetheart? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So I have known Ruth literally for, well, I won't say how many years, but since I was probably about 18. I met you when I came here to go to college,
Yeah.
and I was actually going to her. She wouldn't let me have a drink, but she let me come in and eat. So I was able to come in and hang out and relax, and she had a great crowd and great people, and you were in a different location then.
Yeah, we're at 55 Union Street, which
That's
is a
right.
block over from where we are right now.
Right, so you didn't go very far when you moved.
We couldn't.
You couldn't go
No,
far.
you can't get too far from the convention center, the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Too many of the people that follow us go to those
That's true.
entities all the time.
And I'm definitely going to bring that up because you get a lot of great convention business, so we're going to
Yeah,
talk
we
about
do.
that too. But I want to highlight the history of Murphy's first because you have this tremendous history. How long has Murphy's itself been around?
Murphy's itself, 1929. Joseph Murphy started as Murphy's Lunch on a little corner in the back of the Strand Theater building. So it stayed there. Well, actually, it kind of progressed to being a deli. A Jewish gentleman came in 1950s, so Murphy's Lunch became Murphy's Delicatessen.
Okay.
Years went on, and they bought the bar next door, which was the Kehoe Lounge. So then it became Murphy's Delicatessen Kehoe Lounge. So that was 55, 57. Then 59 was taken over in 1978 when the little barber shop moved out. So we ended up having 55, 57, 59 Union. And it stayed there until 10 and a half years ago when I moved it over to the corner of Matheson and Fountain.
But that's like an amazing history to have that progression of how it's got to where you've got it today.
It's 89 years.
And you've seen, I mean, just from the time that you've owned it and been, well, you were there before you even owned it, right?
Oh yeah, it started in 1979. So this St. Patrick's Day will be my 39th
Your
St. Patrick's.
39th St.
39th.
Patrick's Day.
Yes, with
And she's only
Murphy.
45 years old, so
Yeah,
it's
right.
amazing.
Thank you. I said as a mere
So-
child.
So for the 39 years that you've been celebrating St. Patrick's Day in the city of Providence, you've seen a tremendous amount of changes. over
Oh,
the years.
definitely a lot. I saw the highlights of downtown Providence. I saw it go down, and I saw it coming back. And yeah, I'm kind of excited about a lot of the growth and a lot of the buildings going up. And I think it's doing well. It's doing well.
And to echo what she's saying is I think one of the benefits of your expertise and your location in the city is you've also been one of the city's biggest cheerleaders. You've been out there
Oh,
supporting
yeah.
the growth. You've
Oh,
supported administrations. You've supported Martha
Mhm.
Sheridan and her team at the Providence Warwick Convention and Visitors Bureau over there. And you know, the effects of it from your standpoint for growth is you get a lot of convention, hotel, tourism business that comes to the Dunkin' Donuts Center, right?
Right?
I mean, we were talking, I think it was yesterday, and you had a conference group that was, the place was jumping.
Well, yes, the turf convention, those people that take care of those wonderful golf courses, that wonderful grass that everybody enjoys when the weather gets good. So they're a great group. We have a good time with them. They're here for 3 days, so they add a lot to our business, also a lot to the city. They spend a lot of money, and they spend a lot of time, and they're just a great group. They're among many. So the convention center adds a lot to us. Yes.
And then you got all the things that happen at the Dunkin' Donuts Center with, you know,
Mhm.
the Bruins and the concerts and all the different things that are going
And
on.
don't forget Providence
The
College.
Providence College,
The
that's
Big
right.
East, yeah, that's
right.
a huge, huge group. We've
Yeah.
been a PC bar for many, many years, going back to the Dave Gavitt times.
And it's funny, when events like that are happening, I've gone over there because I've gone over pregame of stuff, it seams like it's St. Patrick's Day every day at Murphy's when you go in
Well,
there.
it really is, because I say we're not a concept, we're reality. We actually we base ourselves on a true old type of Irish pub with every walks of life can come through and be comfortable. So,
Right, and you've got
so food is obviously very important to us.
and you've got a great team that makes that comfort go through. So let's talk about the food. Now I'm going to pick up
Alright.
different things here because she brought an amazing amount of stuff.
I know.
So let's start with some of the stuff that you offer there. What do we got here?
Basically, probably the most popular sandwich we have is the Reuben, and we call it the Murphy's Reuben, but it's basically the corned beef, good sauerkraut on great bread, and of course you have to have that melted Swiss cheese on it. And we make our own potato salad, the half sour pickles. We've been doing these pickles, I say, for over 50 years, and we make our own Russian dressing. So
I'm going to
this
eat a
is
pickle
probably
while she's
this is
doing it.
probably number one as far as our food, and definitely number one seller. And we just couldn't do without it. So
That's an amazing size of that corned beef
yeah,
sandwich.
well,
Look at that.
we're known for having hearty portions.
Whoa, that's amazing. And while she's talking about the next one, I'm going to eat a pickle because that pickle looks amazing. What do we got over here?
Oh, now this is something new came up actually came up 10 years ago. We had a beer dinner, and my son decided to take some of the corned beef ends, because we cook corned beef every day. We still cook our own corned beef. And you have a lot of the ends you can't slice for sandwiches, so we kind of ground them up, and we added some coleslaw in it, we had some Swiss, and we did a wrap. So we made it the Reuben Egg Rolls, which, by the way, now has become the most popular appetizer.
Really?
Because it's so different, and they're excellent, and of course we serve it with, you gotta do a little dipping with a Russian dressing, but they're wonderful. So
That's a unique twist. That's really
we
cool.
actually made that up ourselves and created that dish.
I like that. All right, I'm going to slide this over a little bit more so I can get to this and bring you over this way just a little more.
Now,
What do we got here?
well, you know the Irish, they love their potatoes. So we can do regular nachos, but we also have Irish nachos, which we slice around potatoes. You have bangers on that. Bacon, another popular item in Ireland is
Love
bacon, by the way. And there's bangers on that, chopped bangers, and little cheddar cheese. And we put that under we call it the salamander. We melt it all. And there you got your Irish. You got your Irish nachos. It's a twist on
That's
the
a massive dish.
Yeah, well, we do portions.
Anything with bacon, I'm a fanatic of.
Yeah,
So I'm
and
very
you know,
interested.
in Ireland, bacon is extremely important. All pork products, you see a lot of pork products in Ireland.
Now that's just because it's plentiful and...
I think it has to do with the history of any country. Whatever is plentiful is what they obviously you see a lot of.
Now, in talking about all these dishes, what are the hours of Murphy's?
Hours, oh my goodness. Let's see, we are open 11 o'clock every day and we close at 1 during the week. On Saturday, we open up 9 for breakfast or brunch, we call it. We close at 2 in the morning. Sunday, we open at 9 and close at 1 in the morning. So we have very extensive hours, and our kitchen's open till 1 hour before closing.
Wow.
So that's during the week would be midnight, and on the weekends it'd be 1 a.m.
All right, so you just mentioned Saturdays and Sundays as breakfast.
Yes, we do the brunch on Saturday and Sunday.
So being that St. Patrick's Day is on a Saturday this
yes,
year.
well, that's why we had to bring the Irish breakfast, which is we just put
Look
this
at
on
that.
recently, and that's obviously become very popular. There's your bangers, obviously. This is the bread, the puddings. I don't call them bread puddings. I want to call them bread without bread puddings. The white and black pudding, and basically it's kind of the scraps they had, and they put it with the oatmeal. I know it sounds crazy, but the dark ones had the blood in it, as we hear about the blood pudding.
Wow.
So that's basically those are the puddings.
I haven't
And
had that. I gotta try that.
yeah, it's very, very different. These are rashes. Rashes are basically an Irish type of bacon. Just to let you know, all this, we get imported. We have a person that imports this food that we do. It was one of our vendors, so that's imported. Obviously, you have to have your eggs
Yep.
and your toast and your home fries. So that's what is an Irish breakfast, traditional Irish breakfast.
And again, a good sized breakfast.
Oh, yes, we definitely like to do that. We
So
like to
starting
feed
at
people.
9 o'clock Saturday, this is what you should have before you start doing anything else for the day, because this will help you make it through the day if you get started with this. That is
Well, in
amazing.
honor of St. Patrick's Day, we're going to probably do the breakfast all day and all night.
Really?
Yeah, we don't normally do that, but St. Patrick's Day, we're going to do it. We're going to do it all day
Nice.
and all night because it's something that people don't get often.
Wow.
Now, the traditional.
Whoa.
You got to have the traditional. Well, we cook corned beef every day, so corned beef for us is not a chore. We don't just do it one day a year. I can't tell you how many pounds. I mean, we've done up to 2,000 pounds one year.
Really?
Because you lose about half. So it came about 1,000 pounds one year. 2 years ago we did 1,000 pounds. So we cook corned beef, but we cook it all the time. So this is your basic, your cabbage, your potatoes, your carrots, and obviously your corned beef. The only thing missing, I'll be honest, is the soda bread. We couldn't get the soda bread this early. We have to order it ahead of time, so there'll be soda bread because you have to have your soda bread with you.
So you have soda bread coming in for the weekend.
Yes, we'll have it. Yeah.
God, again, the plate's even heavy to hold this
I
thing.
know.
Unbelievable, the size of the carrots. All right, no one's going to go hungry at Murphy's, that's for sure.
No,
over there.
I hope not.
Not with these portion sizes. So let's talk about some of the things that you'll be doing to go along with all this great food to start out the weekend, because it's the first time in a while that St. Patrick's Day has fallen on a Saturday.
Well, in a way, it has its pros and cons because why I like it to fall during the week is because the people can get out of the offices and come over for lunch. And those people won't be downtown. So in that way, I feel there's some people get left out because the offices just empty out and we just get so many people during the day.
Okay.
But other people will come down in spite, they'll float down to the time. So it will be busy. We'll have a 2 o'clock, we'll be going to 2 o'clock in the morning, so that's the extra hour we get. And we basically have, I give away, we call it swag.
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 The
Everybody,
Murphy's swag.
swag. It's hats, it's beads, it's shirts. I've had coolers given away. We get all kinds of items from our vendors. They just come along.
I got this from Dennis from the parade. You'll see a lot more of this
so
going on too.
oh yeah. And when you walk into Murphy's, you don't have to. I don't have to decorate for Murphy's. You just look around
Right.
on the walls. When we did it, we renovated it 3 years ago. We put all pictures out of the Providence City Archives were pictured on the walls.
right.
So you're going to see streets. You're going to see Irish faces that from the early 1900s that actually
Reflects a lot of history.
Yes. So when you walk in, it's Irish to begin with.
So now, do you anticipate that because of it falling on a Saturday, people will start celebrating on the Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
I find they do. But I don't care what people say, when do you celebrate? Every holiday, I don't care what holiday it is, and including Halloween, any holidays. Of course, this is our big one. We do it on the day. We're very traditionalists.
Right.
Whatever day it falls on is the day we celebrate it. But people do get going on.
Early.
Yes, I would expect Friday to be seeing people. A lot of green.
Yeah,
a lot of people in
that's
green.
when you'll probably start getting those people out of the offices on that Friday.
Yeah,
They'll start coming over to
yes,
celebrate.
we'll see some of them. Yes.
So being that 9 o'clock you said on Saturday, that's when you open, right?
Yes.
So you got 9 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Yes.
for Murphy's. Okay. Now, what will happen throughout the day besides being able to take advantage of this great food? What are some of the drinks that you're going to have? Is there entertainment? What do
Well,
got
you
going
know, believe it or not, we still do the green beer because we do it. The
People
pictures of
love
green
it.
beer, you got to get that green beer in.
Yep.
Obviously, we have a lot of Irish. We have a Guinness, obviously Guinness. We have any of the beers that go along with the traditional, you know, the Smittix, so forth. We sell a lot of Guinness, I'll tell you that, in the Irish
Just gotta come
coffees.
over a little bit. There we
Irish,
go.
okay, the Irish.
I don't want to get Ruth cut off. I want to make sure we can see it. Okay, there we go.
Okay, and the Irish coffees. I mean, I think probably the most popular things you're going to see is Guinness and Jameson.
Those are the two big things.
Yeah,
everybody
I
loves
mean,
to
we have
taste.
all kinds of different Irish whiskeys. We have different Irish scotches. We're very much into having very upscale
That's good.
liquor.
But it's also traditional at the same time of what people think about when it comes to food on the holiday.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And what about for entertainment?
Entertainment, we do have a single gentleman who comes in. He does. We have acoustics on. By people don't know, between 5:30 and 8:30 every Thursday.
Okay.
And he's going to be coming in too. He's an acoustical guitarist, and he plays a little bit of everything for us. And we also, which is interesting, we put videos. We have a video system now at Murphy's, and it has a playlist. And we're going to be playing Irish songs. There'll be all kinds of things on the
cool.
TVs too. So we'll be playing all kinds of Irish songs and videos that day that will be based on Irish music.
Now, do you encourage people, being that, especially when it falls on a Saturday? I know, you know, when it falls during the week, people kind of stroll in and out. They start hanging out the day for the early. Do you want people to kind of call and reserve? Are you taking reservations, or is it just
We don't
free-flowing?
really take reservations
Okay.
because it's just impossible. It gets that crazy. And we can't determine how fast people leave. Reservations are good if you can say 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, so forth, where you know you have people that are going to stay for an hour or two.
Right.
Murphy's, a lot of people bounce around to different places. You know, they're all dressed up, they're partying. Other people want to sit and linger for a while with
Right.
friends and
And
family.
enjoy the good food.
So, and it's such a mix. We can get anybody with kids with small children, you know, a high chair, or we get a 90-year-old man who wants his corned beef sandwich and a gas,
Right.
you know. So,
Keeping the tradition.
yeah, you just can't. I have taken a few reservations, like if it's earlier in the day, but after a certain point, I will do a wait list. If they want to call ahead, I can be putting them on a wait list, because if you walk in and go on the wait list, you'll probably be further down if you're looking to eat. But we do serve for a little day.
So, in all these years that you've been there, I have to ask you this because it's got to be a fun question. What's one of the craziest things you've seen happen on a St. Patrick's Day over there?
I had a wedding.
You had a wedding on a
Yes,
St.
oh
Patrick's
yeah, I
Day?
had a wedding, a formal wedding. I had the priest came. I had a wedding. I thought that was one of the more interesting ones.
Yeah, that
They
would be interesting
decorated
to
for,
me.
and they came around 8 in the morning. Yeah, they got married at Murphy's. Yeah,
They were
so,
still married by the end of the day?
Yes, I don't know if they still are now, but they would definitely. I thought that was pretty cool, an actual
That is
wedding.
really
Yeah,
cool to think about.
and it was interesting because she told me they were going to have a formal wedding, but they wanted to get married earlier because she needed medical insurance.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I said, okay, whatever floats your boat as far
There
as
must have been
marriage.
a lot of people wanting to celebrate with them and join
Oh
that
my God,
ceremony.
it was crazy. They had a great time. They filled up the place and with a wedding, and they stayed for a few hours, and then they moved on. So I
That's
think
awesome.
getting married on St. Patrick's Day in Murphy's was one of the more interesting things that took place.
That's very cool. Well, I really appreciate you coming in today and highlighting all this great stuff and the many, many years that Murphy's has been around. Even Dennis, who came in before, was the parade chairman in Newport, was saying how people know Murphy's, they come to Providence and they stop there. So you've had a great location. Congratulations on your success, and keep up the great stuff.
Thank you.
Looking forward to having everybody celebrate and seeing all the great pictures from this weekend.
I know. I'm waiting for it too.
Oh my God, it'll be awesome. Thank you again, Ruth. I really
Okay.
appreciate you coming in. We're gonna slide some of this out with you
All
guys.
right, I can
So
carry
maybe-
this stuff.
I might be picking at these pickles again later on. These are amazing.
I'd like to leave the food for everybody to eat.
Just scoot this table over.
You, Taylor, can you get this out?